اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم، بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ ناظرین، آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں وائس آف ٹورانٹو ٹیلی ویژن کی نشریات اور میں ہوں انجم ملک۔ آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں میرا پروگرام پرائم ٹائم ود انجم ملک آن فرائیڈے نائٹ۔ آئی ہوپ ایوری بڈی از ڈوئنگ ویل۔ اور آج خاص طور پہ جو ہمارا پروگرام ہے وہ تھوڑا سا ہٹ کے ہے۔ آج میں نے دعوت دی ہے اپنے اسٹوڈیوز کے اندر جو ہمارے ڈپٹی میئر ہیں برامپٹن کے ان کو، اور ایم پی شریف صباوی ہمارے ساتھ ہوں گے۔ کچھ جو فورڈ گورنمنٹ کی جو نئی حکمت عملی ہے اس حوالے سے بھی ہم ان سے بات کریں گے۔ لیکن اس سے پہلے کہ ہم پروگرام کا باقاعدہ آغاز کریں، دو تین چیزیں بڑی امپورٹنٹ ہیں کہ اگر آپ ہمارا پروگرام دیکھ رہے ہیں اور آپ اس پروگرام کا حصہ بننا چاہتے ہیں تو ہمارے اسٹوڈیوز کے لائن پہ آپ ہمیں کال کر کے اپنے سینٹیمنٹس آپ ہمارے ساتھ جوائن کر سکتے ہیں۔ 9056704114 ہمارے اسٹوڈیوز کے لائن کے نمبر ہیں۔ ہمارا سوشل میڈیا ہینڈل ہے @وائس آف ٹورانٹو ٹی وی۔ آپ ہمیں فیس بک، یوٹیوب اور انسٹاگرام پہ بھی آپ ہمیں فالو کر سکتے ہیں۔ آپ ہمیں اگر اپنا فیڈ بیک بھیجنا چاہتے ہیں تو voiceoftoronto.tv@gmail.com ہمارا ای میل ایڈریس ہے، اس پہ آپ ہمیں لکھ سکتے ہیں اور آپ ہمارے ساتھ شیئر کر سکتے ہیں کہ آپ کیا دیکھنا چاہتے ہیں۔ نیکسٹ ویک جیسے کہ آپ کو علم ہے کہ رمضان مبارک جو ہے وہ شروع ہونے جا رہا ہے اپریل 2 سے۔ تو جیسے کہ میں نے اپنے پچھلے پروگرام میں ذکر کیا تھا کہ آج خاص طور پہ میں اس حوالے سے میں چاہا تھوڑی سی انفارمیشن میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر دوں کہ 2 اپریل سے سیٹرڈے اور سنڈے جو ہوگا ہم اپنی نشریات شروع کریں گے رمضان کی لائیو ٹرانسمیشن 6:30 بجے 6:30 وی ول اسٹارٹ ٹل افطار انشاءاللہ۔ آپ کے ساتھ ہم ہوں گے بہت سارے تحائف کے ساتھ، اور ہمارے ساتھ اسپانسرز ہوں گے، گفٹس بھی آپ کو دیے جائیں گے، اور کرسپی ہمارے ساتھ ہمارے اسپانسر ہوں گے۔ کرسپی کے گفٹ باسکٹس بھی ہوں گے جو ہم آپ کو دیں گے اس پروگرامز کے اندر رمضان کے اندر خاص طور پہ، اور اسلامک کویشچنز جو ہیں وہ آپ سے پوچھے جائیں گے۔ لیکن اس سب کے لیے بڑا ضروری ہے کہ آپ نے ہمیں کال کرنا ہے، اور رمضان کے اندر آپ نے ہمارے ساتھ جڑنا ہے ایوری ویکنڈ کے اوپر، سیٹرڈے اور سنڈے کو شام 6:30 بجے۔ اور اس طرح جو ہے ہم آپ کے ساتھ انشاءاللہ رمضان میں جو افطار ہے ہمارا آپ کے ساتھ کریں گے۔ اس کے اندر بہت سارے نعت کے پروگرام بھی ہوں گے ہمارے پاس، اور اس کے ساتھ ساتھ بہت سارے ہمارے پاس ایسے یہاں پر جو مساجد ہیں ان کے بہت سارے اسپیکرز جو ہیں ان کو بھی ہم کوشش کریں گے گائے بگائے اپنے اسٹوڈیوز میں بلانے کے لیے، اور وہ آپ سے بات کریں گے۔ اور یہ بڑی امپورٹنٹ انفارمیشن تھی جو میں نے چاہا کہ میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کروں۔ لیکن اگر آپ ڈیورنگ دا پروگرام ہمارے ساتھ جڑنا چاہتے ہیں تو آپ ہمیں اسٹوڈیوز میں کال کر سکتے ہیں۔ 9056704114 ہمارے اسٹوڈیوز کے لائن کے نمبر ہیں۔ ویری گڈ ایوننگ اینڈ ویری گڈ ایوننگ واچنگ وائس آف ٹورانٹو ٹیلیویژن ود us tonight. And as I mentioned to you in my opening remarks that I have Deputy Mayor, Regional Councillor Deputy Mayor Pat Portini with us from Brampton. And he's with us in our studios. Obviously, we are now, after the pandemic, we are trying to bring in the guests into the studio so we can have direct dialogue with them. We can take your live calls, and if there's any questions that you have, you can give us a call during our transmission, and we'll be able to answer it, and the guests will be able to answer it. A very good evening to you, sir. How are you tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Malik. It's about time. You're right. We're here over the COVID.
Yes.
It's face to face.
Absolutely.
So, it's really a good pleasure.
Thank you for taking time and coming to us and gracing us on this occasion here tonight, especially. I've been requesting actually Patrick Brown that, make some time to come in on the studios.
Yeah.
He has been very vocal, and he's been talking to us on video calls and our phone calls. But one of these days we're going to ask him to actually come into the studios as well.
Yeah, well, now through his leadership, I guess he's going to be very busy.
Of course he will. We wish him all the best.
Yes.
As you all know that he's running for the leadership race for Conservative Party of Canada, and we wish him all the best.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Pat, I'm gonna ask you. We're gonna focus more our conversation tonight. With the Brampton issues that we have at hand, and there are so many that we can talk about today during this during the small session that we have with you. And the first thing that I thought I would ask you was a lot of unrest. Unrest in the means that a lot of fatalities are happening on our highways, in Brampton. Our skyrocketing insurances are very, very high. There have been a lot of, I would say, breakups, in a way where people, have been very concerned that policing has been, even though there's more policing around. But what do you think in general that when you guys talk about, at the office, and we have the York, the Peel Regional Police officer with you, and the Peel Chief with you, what are they saying, and how we can make things better for our Bramptonians?
The thing is, first of all, our Peel Police is underserved. We all know that. The population, if you look at like Ottawa, towards the population, towards our police. A lot of these calls now are mostly, a long time ago we used to have a car accident, they used to come on scene. They don't even come no more because they don't have the manpower. So, you know, it's a lot of the domestic abuse. They get so many calls. So they're so occupied there, they can't focus on other things. You know, they can only do so much. And
now, going back to that thing you just mentioned, it just alarmed me, domestic abuse. Do you think that this pandemic has, you know, made those numbers going so high that these guys are so busy?
It could be. We're going to probably get a report soon at the region. I know last year it did increase. You know, when you start getting 167,000 calls just for that's a lot. And then
that's only on domestic abuse.
Abuse. You know, you got people with husband and wife, or the husband and the mother with the kids. So those are important issues. So and then we have all these break-ins, which happened one today, not around close where I'm living. You know, in a gas station. So you know, they can only do so much. They don't have the manpower.
So you're saying that they are lacking manpower at the police level,
yes,
and they need to hire more people.
And they need to hire. So I know when we did this cannabis thing, they said they were going to give us more officers and some extra money. But if you look at the population in other municipalities like Victoria, BC, Ottawa, compared to us, our numbers are low. We need more policemen. We actually do. Comes to the insurance. Well, that's a provincial. We kind of dropped it down now compared to what it was 2 years ago. We're number 5th compared to the highest, so it went down a bit. But I think, you know, like when was it, last month, there was over like 460 cars I hear being stolen. I'll bet you out of those 460 cars, probably it was only 100. And sometimes we got to see if they're actually stolen or they're actually doing it on purpose to collect insurance money. So there's a lot of fraud going on too. So that we can only do so much.
Now, when a car gets stolen here in Brampton, for example, could you tell our viewers tonight, especially, God forbid, if something has been taken away from their driveway or is being taken away on a gunpoint or something, what is that one thing they need to do right away to make it happen for the police to curtail that, you know, apprehenders quickly?
So I'll give you an example. Martin Medeiros, the other region deputy mayor, his car got stolen 2 weeks ago in his driveway. He woke up in the morning, wasn't there. So what they're doing now, they're having these, I think they're thongs, they're going around. If it clicks the door, they manage to start it. So that's why they're saying you should get a black box, put the keys away, put it inside there, close it, so they can pick it up. Once you wake up,
so you keep your keys away from the entrance of the door?
The entrance of the door.
So they won't have access to those fobs.
So the other thing is, you go to sleep at say 11 o'clock. You wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock, your car's gone. If they took it at 1 o'clock, between 1 o'clock and 7, that's 7 hours, that car is gone. It's going to be very, very hard to recuperate it because they take the radio apart, they take the GPS, they know what they're doing, and it's gone.
So do they ship these cars from the province to somewhere
else?
Well,
a lot of times we don't know. Like it could be shipped, and like Martin's car got found in Mississauga, where beside high rises. So from the building, probably the condo, they're looking, and they found it through the iPod. He left his iPods there, and they tracked it. But most of the times, it's hard to find. Just hard. They put them in the containers. They're gone.
So you think because of the car thefts, it is the insurance are so high for Bramptonians, other than the accidents?
Well, the accidents too. You know, like the insurance goes on a postal code. They shouldn't be doing that. You know, going back when I first started driving in 1976, I was 16 years old back then. You pay your insurance on the accidents you cause. Now these days, the insurance says we have lots of claims, but I didn't have an accident for 28 years, and you want me to pay for someone else.
Yeah.
If I had the accident, charge me.
Exactly.
I got no problem. But if I don't have it, that's not right.
Yeah.
So it's a business that they do not lose.
So who regulate that in the province? Is it the It's not federal. No, it's still provincial.
It's provincial. This was done a long time ago, and I remember when the NDPs came in, they switched it to non-fault insurance. And they kept it like that. Now it looks like they're always trying to fix it, but it's never getting done. But that was done years ago, and I think it should go back to the system where you have the accident, you pay for it.
Okay.
If I have a clean record, you know, it doesn't mean, well, we have lots of claims, I have to pay for someone else.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. let's focus a little bit more on a couple of more things. That's very important to me right now, and that is we'll go number one, hospital.
Yeah.
How do you feel after the COVID, and now we are kind of going out of the COVID a bit, which still see there are about 2,000 plus numbers every day in Ontario. How are the hospitals equipped right now to mitigate all that COVID needs?
We all know during the COVID, the hospitals fell behind on surgeries, so they're trying to do a catch-up. So I'm glad everyone's kind of vaccinated with the booster shot, so it brought those numbers a little bit down. But our hospital in Brampton, I'll give you an example. We got funding from the federal, from the province, 1.1 billion. They're going to be doing a hospital for 250 beds, plus the extra 100 beds as we grow.
Okay.
Plus, we're doing a cancer treatment, a second phase. It'll all be done by 2027. Every hospital usually you go, besides these small places, let's say I'll give you an example, Timmins, 50,000 people. They cannot come up with their share because the population is small. We have to come up with 125 million, 10%.
Okay.
So we started this levy. I brought the motion forward during our budget. It got turned down. Some councillors supported. The other councillors, oh, well, it's election, let's not do it. But you know, we get paid right through, making hard decisions, easy decisions. This Wednesday coming, it's coming back to the city, at the city council. We have to start the levy. Because if we don't show within the next 8 months how we're going to pay for this, they could pull the funding. We need a second hospital. Our hospital last year went through 167,000 patients through our emergency.
Wow.
An average home, when they did this new hospital, I paid $43 a year for 8 years. $40 to $50 a year is not going to hurt anyone because everyone's going to use a hospital.
Right.
It's the most important thing we need.
Of course.
Is a hospital.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at roads and stuff, if we need the money, make one road less, but take the money towards a hospital because everyone's going to use it sooner or later.
So right now we have Brampton Civic.
Yep.
We have the old hospital, which was changed into.
That's it's like more of a, I'd say like
the one on John Street.
On John Street, which that one there's going to be another addition to it with a full emergency with a cancer treatment beside.
So what is the function of the one on John Street right now? That
that's more like how would I say? It's like more of a walking clinic. You could go there in the morning.
Okay.
By 10 o'clock, outpatient. By 10 o'clock it closes.
Okay.
But you know, so it takes at least the numbers away from the emergency.
Okay.
And going there. So that's a big help. But putting a second emergency there will actually ease our hospital. This hospital is very busy. We're getting people from Caledon, people from Georgetown.
Yeah.
And so we get people everywhere. It's one of the
But
busiest.
they also have a hospital there in Georgetown as well.
It only has 100 and something beds. It's not.
It's small.
It's not equipment. Sometimes you might go there.
But still, people do come in from Georgetown to
Yes,
this,
because
they
I know
do.
I brought, let's say a couple of years ago, I brought my wife there. You go there and they say, well, we're not equipped, go to this hospital.
I see.
So you might as well just go. It's more of a smaller hospital.
Okay.
But still, it's a great hospital. It takes most of our patients. And some people from Caledon will have to go to Orangeville or they have to come to us.
Yes.
Where else are they going to go?
Yes.
So I brought this also at the region. For at least to help us pay the cancer portion, the 12.6 million. It's going through a budget because you can't just write a check. So hoping next year the region will help. Because at the end, hospital, it doesn't matter where you live, everyone uses it. When that hospital is full, where do I go? I'll go to Mississauga or I'll go to Toronto.
Correct.
So let's work together and get these hospitals built.
Okay. No, that's and I think there is a lot of fundraising that's been going on for the hospitals as well.
But the fundraiser part, because don't forget, we raise 10%, but the hospital has to come up with 10%.
Correct.
So any fundraiser goes towards their share. Our share, we have to go to the tax base. Going back when we built this hospital, which the province, the Liberals changed it, we could use development charges. Now they waived that years ago. So we have to come up, it has to come out of the tax people. So now you get these little places, like I said, Timmins or North Bay, that they have 50,000. They cannot come up with 125 million. It's just impossible. So
viewers, you are watching Prime Time with Anjum Malik on Friday night, and I have with us Deputy Mayor of Brampton, Pat Fortini, with us tonight. And if you have a question, our lines are open during our conversation, and you can call us at 905-670 4114. You're also watching us on our Facebook live transmission as well. So if you have a question, you can send us a message on our Facebook. We are watching you, and we can answer. We can ask Mr. Pat Fortini to answer that question for you. Let's talk about a little bit about the most important factor first. Then we go some other things.
Okay.
The housing issues.
Yeah.
So I live in Brampton. Yep. You know, just on Mayfield and the new subdivision. Yep. And when I moved there for 3 years ago, there were only maybe 20 houses over there. Now I see there is a lot of townhouses getting built.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised that a townhouse is going for over $1 million.
Million too.
How can people, the younger guys, can afford to live into $1 million home when they're making $40,000, $50,000 income?
It's just impossible these days. And you know, land value has gone up, construction costs went way up. And I know some of the houses built on Queen and Goreway. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
They started selling those houses 2 years ago, 830,000. They hit 1.2 million.
Yeah.
So you know the demand is not there in the home. People are coming in, and they just can't keep up. You know, if you look like 2 weeks ago in Brampton, semis, there was only 113 homes in Brampton. So there's this bidding war. You know, some of the homes are way overpriced.
Yeah.
And we get this thing when it comes to our planning department. It's like you said, you have nice homes there. Then we get a subdivision, a townhouse. Everyone comes to yell, I want townhouses, I want condos. How's people going to afford homes?
Yeah.
This is our new future because people, unfortunately, you can't go out there and everyone has $2 million.
So here's my question to you, and which a lot of people obviously looking for an answer. Yeah. When these builders are announcing some projects, new projects, you did mention earlier that the land value has gone up and all that, which is okay, that's understandable. But then they are making the prices of those 700-800 square foot units, or maybe 1,000 square foot units, skyrocketing pricing. How like who makes the call there? Do they discuss that with the mayor in a meetings? No,
that doesn't happen.
How does that work?
You look at a high-rise building, it all depends on the market. So you get a high-rise building, you need, on the condos, you need $1,100 a square foot to build. That's with swimming pool, kitchens, elevators, and all. If you built this in Brampton, the most you're going to get is $1,400 to $1,500 for the sale. So he makes that $350,000 a square foot. Under $350 now, he's got to pay all those. Let's say you got development charges, you got parking, you got all the studies. So you got the minimum. On the home, now if you pick the same condo and you go bring it to Yorkville, or you're bringing it to St. Clair Young, they're $4,000 a square foot, $3,600. It's the same concrete, same operation, same material, but you're just bringing it there. So the market's different. So that's why we don't see many high rises coming. We do have lots. There's 9,000 permits given, but they're not building because a lot of people buy the land, they serve it, they zone it, and then they sit on it. That's where our issue is.
There's any possibilities for the city to come in and subsidize the housing for the needy ones?
The cost is too much. We've been trying to waiving some development charges. On the parking, we kind of changed it a bit.
Right.
If you sell, because you look at some parkings, they're like $60,000. That's almost a down payment if you have 2 parking spots.
Exactly, yeah.
So if you sell the parking, you build it. What happens if a senior just wants to sell her home, buy a little 1-bedroom condo, she doesn't need the parking? Why are you forcing the parking on that person?
Yeah.
Or even a couple, especially where you got the transit, they maybe don't have a car, but still, it's big money for them.
So for me to understand this analogy, city has no control over on builders
We don't.
what they can ask to build something.
We have the control, like you go urban design, the way it's built and all, but then the pricing, we can't tell them, hey, sell the house at this bar. We're coming up with
you can't put like a bar.
No, we can't.
Okay.
What we're trying to do now,
for a 1,000 square foot home, you cannot go more than this, or for 1,500.
Well, you got that under the Planning Act. You have to follow the Planning Act. We're trying to look at these high rises now that they're building to start putting 15% of the whole building should be affordable. So really, but how affordable? How much can you afford? Instead of selling at $1,400, you can sell at $1,200. But you cannot lose money because if he loses money here, the other condos will jump higher to make up the subsidized. So that's one thing. But then you go out and buy a condo where there's these affordable housing. People say, I don't want to buy there. There's affordable housing in the same building. So it wrecks that market up. So it's very, very hard. It's very hard.
Okay. Hold that thought there. Viewers, आप देख रहे हैं वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टेलीविजन के नशरियात प्राइम टाइम विद अंजुम मलिक फ्राइडे की रात को 8 बजे हम आपसे वी आर विद यू एट 8 o'clock एंड आफ्टर और हम एक छोटे से ब्रेक पे जाते हैं और उसके बाद हम वापस आएंगे तो हम आपसे फिर बात करेंगे डिटेल से. हमारे साथ एक कॉलर हैं. आई थिंक वी कैन लेट मी सी इफ वी कैन गेट दिस कॉलर. हेलो हाय वालेकुम सलाम.
कैसे हैं जनाब?
जी मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. आई एम डूइंग अ लाइव ट्रांसमिशन राइट नाउ. यू हैव अ क्वेश्चन फॉर द मेयर?
No, well, I don't have any question, but I just want to know about this pandemic. So what's the next step? Are we completely removing the mask, or because some people are wearing, some people are not wearing it? So I'm not quite sure exactly, what to do, what not to do. So basically, we're all confused.
Okay, so I think he can answer that question for you. So you can go ahead and answer that question.
So the province did say after the 21st we don't need the masks, but if you go into anywhere like transit, subways, government buildings, you should have still the mask. If you want to wear it where you want, it's up to you.
Yep.
But mostly they removed it. Like on the street, if you go in restaurants or anything, you don't have to wear the mask.
Okay, so for them to understand that the masks have been removed outside.
Yep.
But if you're going into a congregation where you're going to a mall, for example, you need to be in the mask.
No,
malls are okay.
No, they say more like subways, government buildings, something more closed.
Okay.
So in a mall, like if you walk in the store from the mall, you should have the mask on.
Okay.
If you're sitting in a bus, you should have the mask on. But if
Okay.
you go in a restaurant, it's up to you if you want to walk in with a mask and then take it off. But in a mall, while you're walking in the mall, you don't need it. But once you enter that store, you should have the mask on.
But if the store does not have a sign there that you need a mask to come inside, then it's your discretion.
It's your discretion, and they could also force you, and they cannot say anything.
cannot
It's up
say.
to them.
Okay.
They can force you.
Okay.
It's their property, really, at the end of the day.
Okay, good enough. We will go on a very short break and we'll come back to you right after these messages. You are watching Voice of Toronto and we have Pat Fortini with us. If you have a question, please give us a call back right after we come back on this transmission. Please stay with us and we'll come back to you in 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
For all your tax and accounting consulting needs, call Waris Shah, your own tax and accounting consultant. Based in Mississauga, call now 905-232-7829.
Hello everyone, my name is Nasser Shah. I specialize in any mortgages, loans and franchise business. For any such need, please contact me.
Hi, this is Sharif Sabawi, your MPP of Mississauga Inlands. It is my honor to represent the people of Mississauga Inlands. Since taking the office, I have been doing my best to help individuals, families, and businesses right here in Mississauga Inlands. During the pandemic, the government of Ontario has worked very hard to save lives, keep Ontarians healthy, and sustain small businesses that were experiencing hardship due to the lockdown. Then, now, and always, I promise to be the voice of my riding. If you have any problem, issue, concern, or question, please contact my office anytime. I will be more than happy to meet with you and discuss any concerns you might have. Even if we can't solve your problem, we will tell you where to go to get some help. Your MPP, Sharif Sabawi.
Four 3111.
जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी.
मुस्लिम वेलफेयर सेंटर के जरिए आप पाकिस्तान के रेगिस्तान में प्यासों को पानी पिला सकते हैं, गरीब बच्चों की तालीम और माली परवरिश कर सकते हैं, बीमारों का मुफ्त इलाज करवा सकते हैं. ज़कात, सदक़ात या फिदिया देने के लिए आज ही हमें फ़ोन करें 1-866-754-3111.
For the sellers and buyers, मैं असफर ताहिर आपके लिए ला रहा हूँ Realtors Cafe, जहाँ पर प्रोफेशनल realtors and mortgage specialists आपके उन तमाम सवालों के जवाब देंगे जो आप जानना चाहते हैं. Realtors Cafe, only on Voice of Toronto TV.
फ़लस्तीन का जो कॉज है, काफ़ी लोग वहाँ शहीद हो चुके हैं, डिस्ट्रक्शन हो चुकी है.
ये एक बहुत बड़ा तमाचा है पूरी दुनिया के मुंह पर, ह्यूमन राइट्स वालों के मुंह पर.
इंसानी जान की कीमत हर जगह पे सेम है.
खुदा के लिए इंसान को इंसान समझे, बाकी मजहब तो आपका सारा कुछ अपनी जगह पे.
It's always a very emotional.
हम भी बैठ जमा कर रहे हैं फ़लस्तीन भाइयों के लिए.
I think the long weekend will definitely still be in lockdown.
हमारा जो बजट है वो पास हो गया है.
क्या खास ऐसी प्रमोशन आप दे के जा रहे हैं?
फर्स्ट 10 कस्टमर हमारे पास आएंगे.
फर्स्ट 10 कस्टमर.
गोल्ड की जो नोट थी ना बिल्कुल फ्री देंगे.
Please stay with us prime time with Anjum Malik on Friday.
This is Kubra Ali. I'll be starting a new show, Dil Ki Baatein. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Voice of Toronto TV.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm your host. I'm bringing you a new show on health and wellness on Voice of Toronto TV. Don't forget to watch on every Wednesday at 9 p.m.
آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں وائس آف ٹورانٹو ٹی وی اور میں ہوں آپ کی ہوسٹ رابیل عمران. لے کے آ رہی ہوں آپ کے لیے ایک برانڈ نیو شو جس کا نام ہے لولی لیڈیز کینیڈا. اگر آپ بزنس وومن ہیں یا ریالٹر ہیں, میک اپ آرٹسٹ ہیں یا بیوٹی بلاگر ہیں, یا ہے آپ میں کوئی ایسا ٹیلنٹ جسے آپ پروموٹ کرنا چاہتی ہیں, تو آئیے ہماری مہمان بن کر لولی لیڈیز کینیڈا میں, جہاں لوگ آپ کو جانیں گے, پہچانیں گے اور مانیں گے. اونلی آن وائس آف ٹورانٹو ٹی وی.
گڈ ایوننگ ایوری ون, آئی ایم یور ہوسٹ ہینا صدیقی. میں آپ کے لیے لے کر آتی ہوں وومن پاور, جس میں ہم بات کرتے ہیں ایک امپاورنگ وومن کے ساتھ, اور جو شیئر کرتی ہیں اپنی اسٹوری آف اسٹرگل اینڈ اسٹوری آف سکسیس. آپ دیکھ سکتے ہیں وومن پاور ایوری وینسڈے 8 p.m. on Voice of Toronto TV.
ہیلو ایوری ون, میں ہوں آپ کا ہوسٹ پیر عدنان. آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں پروگرام ایک ملاقات پیر عدنان کے ساتھ. دیکھنا مت بھولیے گا ہر پیر کی شب 9 بجے وائس آف ٹورانٹو ٹی وی پر.
ہلو ناظرین, میں ہوں سرین اروڑا. मैं लेकर आया हूं एस्ट्रोलॉजी का तड़का और मोटिवेशन के मसाले। आदम हवा के किस्से, दादी माँ की कहानियां, चांद सितारों की बातें और ऊपर वाले की मेहरबानियां। सो हर थर्सडे रात को 9:30 बजे देखना ना भूलें डीलिंग विद सुरेन अरोरा ऑन वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टीवी।
वेलकम बैक व्यूअर्स, आप देख रहे हैं वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टेलीविज़न के नशरियात प्राइम टाइम विद अंजुम मलिक, और हमारे साथ आज डिप्टी मेयर ब्रैम्पटन बैठे हैं पैट फोर्टिनी, और हमारी बातचीत चल रही है उनसे मुख्तलिफ इश्यूज़ के ऊपर जो कि ब्रैम्पटन में जो ब्रैम्पटोनियंस हैं जो कि ब्रैम्पटन में रहते हैं वो जो फेस कर रहे हैं उस हवाले से। अभी एक साहब का फ़ोन आया और हमारी लाइंस खुली हैं, अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन हो आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं 9056704114 के ऊपर। और बड़ा अच्छा उनका क्वेश्चन ये था कि रिगार्ड्स टू मास्किंग के हवाले से, तो मास्किंग के लिए जैसे कि उन्होंने बताया भी था, बट मैं अभी दोबारा वापस जाता हूँ पैट के पास, I'm going to ask him that question. So the gentleman who called earlier, let's just reiterate that where are the masks allowed and where are still it is prohibited not to
yes. Government buildings, and you know, if you start going on transit, like you know, with buses and subways and trains, you still have to wear the masks. You go in a mall, you don't have to, but once you enter a store, if the owner tells you you have to wear the mask, you have to, and that could be 20 stores, you know.
Okay.
And out any other places, up to you.
Okay, okay,
You know?
okay. So that's good that you clarified. Two more things, very importantly, just came into my mind right now when we went on a break. A lot of people, you know, in Brampton, you know, we are from a diversity, multiculturalism in Brampton. Does they have an opportunity to go and work for the city of Brampton, and how often there are jobs placed, you know, on the board that people can apply for it, or it is controlled that the people who are working in the city first they will be given a priority internally before anything will be publicized outside?
Well, if it's a union job, usually what happens is a lot of these people have to, let's say you're doing what you're doing today, and then a job comes. If you're unionized, they have to post it internal first.
Okay.
That's normal. If nobody applies or they're not qualified, they go external. The problem is one job comes, you get 5,000 applications.
Correct.
And let's face it. So then they cannot do interviews from all. They look and they shortlist down to maybe 20 people, the top 20. And then they do it. But when it comes to high jobs, we don't do it. Usually it's done through an agency.
Okay.
You know, it's
been outsourced to an agency.
It's outsourced. You know, this is our like regular labor jobs and stuff like that.
So what kind of jobs are there that our people can still apply for that? Like what kind of trades are there?
Well, this summer, like, you know, like students, we hire a lot. Like the last 2 years we didn't because the parks were mostly closed. So students have a lot of summer jobs.
Okay.
We do have like skilled trades, like, you know, people cutting grass, doing concrete, asphalt and stuff like that, which is very, very hard to find now, those type of people. We're doing that. But anything else like directors or planners and stuff, usually it's outsourced. And these high type jobs, it's done through an agency, and they kind of bring in some people, they make calls for us. It's very hard to actually find skilled people, very hard these days.
But have Patrick Brown has done something in the last, you know, in his term that it could have been more streamlined and more opportunities could go out there for people to apply?
Well, we usually, you know, we're diversity. If you actually look at the city, it's 66% is more diverse. Our city, so we don't look at that. I wouldn't look at it anyway. If you're qualified, you're qualified.
Right.
You know, we got to make it more transparent and equal.
Yeah.
Yes, there is someone says, well, how is he? Well, he's good. You know, he came from another city. You kind of know the person already there, and it's easier to get in. But most likely, when it comes to summer jobs or these trades, it doesn't matter who applies, they get in, because it's very, very hard to find skilled people these days. Very hard.
Okay.
Every trade's going through the same problem.
Now, do you wanna share that website where people can apply?
Yeah. They just go on the www.brampton.ca, and you just go on the link there, and it brings you to different types of jobs, and you could just click and actually you could actually register when a job comes out. They actually get an email, and you could see if you qualify for that, and you can just apply.
Okay, Brampton.ca.
Yep.
And then you can look
just
for
go
jobs.
to the job part. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the university.
Yeah.
It's a big buzz about that in Brampton right
Yeah,
now.
we had a good announcement from.
I think there's a call coming. We're going to take a call.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hi. I just have a quick question.
Go ahead.
So, the evidence indicating that the vaccination are a very effective way of working towards the COVID-19. However, still there about 90% only the people have fully vaccinated. Now, is there there's any plan the government is bringing who are not vaccinated for them? Because those unvaccinated people can make sick the vaccinated people who have been, who got first dose, second dose, and booster shots and everything on it. So there got to be some kind of plan where they have to put this together, and for the non-vaccinated people, and they have to put some restrictions or some kind of things on them, is it?
So his question is that what are the plans for the non-vaccinated people? That is the plan. That is what he's asking.
That's a hard question, and I agree. Like, there's 90% of the people are vaccinated with the first, second, and the dose, the booster shot, like myself. Unfortunately, you got these people that don't want to be vaccinated, and
anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, and you can't force them. And these are the people who end up in the hospital. That's costing everyone. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're doing any plan, but they can't force them. So at this moment, I have no answer for you for that.
So there is no plan in place right now. It's a provincial thing.
That's provincial, federal.
We can ask Premier representative for that.
That's right.
What is the plan for them?
Yeah.
Thank you for your call, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So going back to the university, we had this big announcement from our PCs, and we're having a medical university, which was good. Like, there was already a university coming when the last when the Liberals came, and I think Premier kind of pulled it, and they give us a great one now, which is a medical university, which that'll really boost Brampton. I had a great meeting with Mr. Mohammed Lashman and also the Ryerson University this past Tuesday with Councillor Charmaine Williams.
Okay.
We did a little tour, and I brought them to a couple of places. They were very impressed. So a lot of people think it's going downtown. We don't know yet where it's going, but it's coming, and they're very happy, and we're really happy to have them over.
So where is going to be situated, this university?
Well, I kind of have a feeling where it's going to go, but I just don't want to say it's going there and then it's not.
Okay.
I showed them right near Bramley Center. We own a building there called the Civic Center.
Yes.
That building there is half empty.
Oh, okay.
So they were looking downtown. They were looking at a school. They're looking here.
Where's the Peel water and all that stuff?
So you go over there at that building. So we had the little tour there, and they were impressed. We spent a lot of money on a library. We got a theater. We got a beautiful park. You got bars. You got restaurants. You got transit.
Correct.
Everything's there.
True.
And you're in the middle of two hospitals.
Yes. That's
so they looked at the building. More than half of that building's empty. The rest is on a short term. We got 311 there. We got the security. We can move them, but they could put 15,000 students if they want.
You have the police on the other side there.
And the police, and they could open tomorrow if they want.
Oh, really?
So
that's
a little bit of renovation.
So the building is already there.
The building's there.
You just need to bring in the other logistics to get it going.
That's it. So we're going to be having another meeting in a couple of weeks. So they're bringing some doctors, and they don't have to worry about spending millions of dollars.
That's a great news.
Building when you have a building there.
That's great.
That we have.
And it's so accessible to 427, to 401, and everything.
So we have $40 million set aside. And I told Mr. Mohammed, do you want me to start knocking walls down? We'll do it tomorrow. But you go on one of the buildings there, Building A, it's only columns. You could put a drywall, whatever. But we have rooms already ready to go if they want to start.
Okay.
Washrooms, everything's there.
So you think it's going to materialize?
So they were really excited, and they were surprised that nobody showed them this property before. And I thought of it, and I met with Doug Ford and with Councillor Charmaine Williams and the Minister Jill Demplock, and he was there, and then we set up this meeting, and they were really excited. So they want to come back with doctors now.
Perfect.
So
perfect. That's
I will support even on the roof of City Hall. As long as it comes.
That's a great news, actually.
Yeah.
Now, during the pandemic, as you know, Patrick Brown was very, liberal, and he voiced out about deferring a lot of payments for the city taxes and all that. Where are we at on right now? People who are watching it tonight, I just want to update that.
It's nice to help people. Let's face it. If they don't have the job, it's hard. I kind of disagreed on some things because if someone's retired or has a pension, it makes no difference on the pandemic because your pension's still direct deposit. But a lot of the people that didn't have a job, a help. But what it did is it also caused a little bit of issues. Some people say, I got time to pay for it, and they spend the money. Now they're in more deficit than they were before. So we did defer it, and then hoping that these people could get out. But what really bothers me is when you go to these banks or the credit cards, and they're taking 24%.
Correct.
And I was at TD Bank last year when I was co-signing for my daughter's mortgage, and the couple was crying there because they had no job. They were using their credit cards. They ran up $20,000 on each credit card at 24%. How are they ever going to get out of this deficit?
It's going to be very hard.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
They might as well go bankrupt because if you own a property, say, okay, I'm going to get a little loan or a line of credit or mortgage. But if you don't own anything, you might as well say, I can't pay, and that's it, and start over, because it's just impossible for them to pay. And that's something the federal government should control, because if you got money in the bank, they're giving you nothing. You get a mortgage, you get under 2.5%, and you're charging that poor guy 24%. That's criminal.
It is.
That's criminal.
Yeah, it is. I heard a lot of buzz when I was talking to Mayor Bonnie Crombie last year and even before, the LRT. Now, what do you think when that would be built in Brampton? That's going to have more accessibility for our Bramptonians to go everywhere they want to go.
We pushed the last term to go right to their goal station downtown. Some people were saying, well, Mississauga has a longer stretch than us. Yeah, but their goal station's further than us.
Yeah.
But we had, I think, about 420 million, and it got stopped at Steeles. So that's where it's ending.
Oh, is it?
So now we want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Where's the money? When there's more other important stuff like the hospital and stuff.
So what route they wanted to put that LRT on?
Well, we're still going to go up Main Street, but it was going to stop at the GO station downtown Brampton.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a loop or something. So unfortunately, council decided not to. I was one of the councillors who supported it because, first of all, it's connecting people.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's creating jobs. When jobs have jobs, a union. Those are construction jobs. They go out and spend money. It's a circle that brings the economy going. Well, unfortunately, you support what council decided, and it was a 6-5 vote, and we lost the vote. And you gotta respect your colleagues what they vote, and we move on. We can't think backwards now.
So is it still in the pipeline? That's still under consideration?
Oh, it's still under consideration.
It's off the table now.
We're trying to get a tunnel now and hoping now Patrick, when he came at the beginning of the term, he was saying, we're going to do a tunnel. I'm still waiting for that tunnel that he was supposed to work. But now if he comes premier, I want to see if he gives us that 1.2 billion for the tunnel. So I'm going to hold that up against him on that.
I'm so thankful, Pat, for coming in tonight here and shedding a little light on so many issues that we have as Bramptonians, since I also live there, and a lot of other people of Brampton. Is anything in your mind that we have not touched right now, and you think that it is something you want to share that to our viewers tonight who are watching you tonight?
Let's face it, you're not going to keep everyone happy. And, at the beginning of my last term, you try. It puts you in a jam. Well, you said yes, so you try never to promise, but try to do your best.
Yeah.
My main goal is, and I think some of the councillors, we need a hospital, the university.
Yep.
Those two things are the most important things we need. Let's face it, if you actually, when my wife got sick and I have her there for 12 hours, bring her to Georgetown, then Toronto, then back there running around for a gallbladder. And I told some of these colleagues of mine, sit in the emergency, sit there 5 hours and observe. And healthcare shouldn't be a point where if you know someone like the old days or you go to Italy, you get in. So that's why I'm bringing it back this Wednesday, coming in committee.
Okay.
We have to start the tax levy. We have to do it. Spending $50 to $60 a year per house, per year. It'll cost you more.
That's less than $1 a coffee to Tim Hortons.
If you have to go to Toronto and park, it'll cost you more. I got 3 parking tickets there, 3 weeks back and forth with parking and gas. I want to pay already my 8-year share. So, and everyone's going to use it, unfortunately. So, that's one thing I really want to push is for the hospital.
When is the next election happening for the mayorship?
Well, it's October. October. It's all
October 2022.
Yeah, and
this year,
municipal and everything. So, some of these councillors, they want to support the hospital. We have to get it right. What's to get it right? It's a yes or it's a no. Do you want it or you don't want it?
Correct.
If you want it, you start the levy. You don't want it, then play politics. we should not be playing politics on someone's health.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Stay
Thank you.
blessed. Thank you so much for coming in here tonight and talking to us. Viewers, we're going to go on a very short break, and we will connect with MPP Sharif Sabawi. He's with us at our studios, and we will talk to him on a lot of issues that we have at hand with the Ford government, and what does he have to tell us what is coming. So stay tuned. We'll come back to you in about 2 minutes of break. Thank you so much.
Tax and accounting consulting needs, call Waris Shah, your own tax and accounting consultant. Based in Mississauga, call now 905-232-7829.
Hello everyone, my name is Nasser Shah. I specialize in any mortgages, loans and franchise business. For any such need, please contact me.
Hi, this is Sharif Sabawi, your MPP of Mississauga Inlands. It is my honor to represent the people of Mississauga Inlands. Since taking the office, I have been doing my best to help individuals, families, and businesses right here in Mississauga Inlands. During the pandemic, the government of Ontario has worked very hard to save lives, keep Ontarians healthy, and sustain small businesses that were experiencing hardship due to the lockdown. Then, now, and always, I promise to be the voice of my riding. If you have any problem, issue, concern, or question, please contact my office anytime. I will be more than happy to meet with you and discuss any concerns you might have. Even if we can't solve your problem, we will tell you where to go to get some help. Your MPP, Sharif Sabawi.
वेलकम बैक व्यूअर्स, आप देख रहे हैं प्राइम टाइम विद अंजुम मलिक, वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टेलीविज़न की नशरियात पे। आज फ्राइडे का दिन है। थैंक यू अगेन फॉर वाचिंग अस और थैंक यू अगेन फॉर कॉलिंग अस and participating during the show and asking questions. This is very important that when we are speaking to you on transmission and live, and we have guests with us, as we had the Deputy Mayor, and you were calling us and asking questions. Thank you so much for that. Keep on doing that. This is how we can improve ourselves. We can ask questions to our guests. So right now I have the, as usual, a very dear friend with us, MPP Sharif Sabawi. Whenever we say something to him, he run to us. We love him very much, and he loves us as well. Thank you so much for the love that you share with us, sir. So first of all, a very good evening, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm very happy to see you coming back. Umrah Mubarakah.
Thank you. Shukran.
And we are getting Ramadan is close.
Ramadan is starting next Saturday.
Corner. So I wish everyone Ramadan Mubarak. Every house now getting ready to Ramadan and Taraweeh and prayers and fasting and suhoor and who's gonna invite who's gonna prepare the iftar for, and it's a busy time, but good time. Always remember that Ramadan, the main idea behind Ramadan is to think about the people who don't have enough
less
food.
Privileged people in life, people that you can help them back home, help them here. Muslim Welfare Canada is with us, help those charities, give them a lot of money, so you can help people back home also with these charities as well. Their numbers are on our screen as well, and you can donate generously with them during the month of Ramadan. तो हमारे साथ व्यूअर्स इस वक्त शरीफ सबावी साहब हैं, और हम कोशिश करते हैं कि 4 हफ्ते की गैर हाज़िरी के बाद, after 4 weeks of absence, I was not here and I didn't have a chance to talk to you. A lot of have changed.
We missed you.
I know, we missed you. We missed you too as well. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about a couple of things very important.
Yes.
And the first thing I want to ask you is this. And before I was even coming here tonight, I had a friend of mine who messaged me that when the MPP comes on the program, please, Mr. Malik, ask him this question. The grants application date has passed, and it has been closed now. Whatever have been received, probably they're getting processings and all that.
Yes.
What is the updates you have for our viewers for that?
Okay.
Honestly. Nobody has got funded yet.
No, there is. I checked with some people. There's got funding.
Some people.
Okay. So there is a small confusion there because the government said anybody who got the 20,000, we don't have to apply again for the 10,000.
Yes.
But there's something in the caveat of that. We didn't close everybody like the first time. We only closed the specific sectors. So the sectors we closed are the one getting. So some sectors are not legible for that. Not because he didn't apply, but because they didn't close the second time. So for example, when we closed the restaurants, for example, all the restaurants got the grant. But some like hairdressers, for example, didn't close. So they didn't get qualified for that. Everybody thought that because the government said anybody applied for the 20 grand automatically will be enrolled for the 10 grand. Yes, anybody legible from those who got the 20 grand.
You have to meet the eligibility criteria to be eligible for the extra $10,000.
Yes.
Okay,
so there's
if those trades were already in there, in the eligibility
of the 20,000,
no, the new one, the new ones as well.
Yes,
but if that trade was still there, wouldn't they consider that same trade again for the extra 10,000 or no?
Yes. But no. Okay, when they got the 20 grand, it was broader closed down. Right. When we close the final time, we close the specific sectors. Those are the one will automatically get enrolled, and they get the 10,000.
Okay.
But everybody got the 20,000 before.
Okay.
He was in set mind that I will get another 10,000.
Okay.
So some people are confused a little bit about, I didn't got that 10,000, but I got the 20.
So basically they also have lost the deadline to apply also.
No, they can't. I mean, if they are not in the criteria, they are not going to get it anyway.
Oh, I see.
It's not because
even though their trade is still listed on the eligibility, that if you are in that, let's say conference centers and banquet halls, they were still closed.
I am not sure about the second time.
Okay.
Because we maybe limited it for numbers, but we didn't close them totally.
Not closed, shut down fully.
Like the only people who got the grant, 10,000 grand, the people who were shut down.
Totally shut down. Okay. So we got an answer on that. It's good that you clarified it.
But anyone to say that, anyone who suspect that he should get the grant and he didn't get it, can email me. We can send his request to the ministry. If he is eligible, I'm telling you, if he's eligible, we will be able to get the 10,000. Like it's not a matter of deadline or anything of that.
What is that email address that people can email you on?
My email address is Sherif, SHEREF .Sabawi, SABAWY @pc.ola.org.
Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Sherif.sabawi @pc.ola.org. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, I got it correct the first time. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the current updates. What is happening at the provincial level? Number one, regarding, we talked about the mask, but other than the mask is important, the PCR test, the antigen test. What is the province thinking about that right now when people are coming into Canada or going out of Canada? What do people need to do now?
Okay. The latest I have from the MP level, from the federal level, was Canadians can come back not needing any testing, and they will do random tests.
As of date?
I think 1st of April.
1st of April, okay. April 1st.
April 1st. But they have to be vaccinated.
Yeah. You have to have vaccination done. You have to be fully vaccinated, which would be 2 or plus 2, which would be 3.
So far, fully vaccinated definition is 2.
Is 2, okay.
Maybe after some time it will be like extra dose last 6 months, 3 doses, we don't know.
Okay, but so as of April 1st, anybody who is fully vaccinated does not need to have an antigen test or a PCR test to come back into Canada.
Yes.
Okay. That's a big relief.
Yes.
That's a big money actually coming in from different countries. What about going out of Canada?
Again, going out of Canada depending on where.
Okay, where are you
and
going?
Which airlines.
What country are you going to?
And which airlines. Some airlines are very specific, like about the vaccinations and tests, and some airlines less slacker a little bit into loosen.
Okay. So what do you feel right now after the relaxation has happened? The masks have been removed. How's the hospitality and the tourism sector are upholding, the travel and everything right now?
First of all,
because that's your ministry.
We start seeing thousands of American tourism. So
coming into Canada.
That's like the tourism becoming to come back.
Okay.
Not what should be in yet, because it's have been dormant for 2 years, so it's going to take some time to snowball. Second thing, hospitality. I've been doing some tours on the restaurants, hospitality places last March break. Everything was packed like never seen before, kind of thing, because people they feel bored, they feel present, and they are basically now let go. So everybody's traveling everywhere. Third thing is we are giving a tax credit for the tourism within Ontario. So if you spend money in tourism or in travel or hospitality within Ontario, you get tax credit up to $1,000.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's a percentage of what you spend up to $1,000.
Up to $1,000. Okay. Is the campaign mood is on now? Is it started already?
It is.
And when is the election happening? What day is the election?
2nd of June.
June 2nd.
June 2nd, yes. So we have about 68 days left.
Correct.
68, 69. Yeah.
So now when you go out into the ridings, and what do you see the mood now for people? Are they more connecting now with the with the members, with the politicians, and and when they are connecting, what are they talking to you? That is important as well.
everyone is talking about the topic close to his heart. Like if you talk to somebody, like if you get a muscular guy, you say like, I don't know why you close the gym. Like very understandable.
Yeah.
If you get some nice lady, she say, I don't know why you close the dancing studios. Or somebody would be complaining about closing the schools,
right?
You know, or the mask. Like everyone have one thing ticks him,
right?
But the good thing is, which in general, like generally, I wouldn't specify. I would say about 50% of the people are okay with what the government is doing, and the left 50 divided into like 40 and 10. 40 not decided, and 10 they don't like what the government did. So, you know, it is very good. It looks very good. Some people, like I would say, like that was very funny one. Like I was speaking and saying, like, what do you know, what like we would like to talk about what the government is doing and stuff. And she said, I don't vote conservative. Do diligently. I didn't vote for you last time. I'm not going to vote for you this time. I'm a teacher. I wouldn't vote conservative. But saying that, I have to tell you that your government did a great job during COVID. But again, like I don't vote conservative.
Is the Premier Ford is reaching out to new candidates at this stage?
Of course.
And what new candidates, where they're going to run from what ridings? How many more seats are you thinking you guys need to go out and nominate people?
There is two types of seats.
Okay.
Actually, we have the seats which is not like have been NDP, so we have new candidates who are running into NDP ridings, and there's ridings which held by conservatives who are not running next election.
Okay.
Like Rod Phillips, like Jay McKenna.
Okay.
Like Jay McKenna, like Minister Christine Elliott.
Okay. So they are retiring from politics.
They are retiring.
And so those positions
are MBT seats.
Okay, so those are the ridings where the new nominations will. So is it already been announced, the nominations, who's going to be running from there, or still there's a time to do the nominations to?
I'm not involved in that piece.
Okay.
I know that there's some ridings already got basically acclaimed for some candidates.
Okay.
So we have already some candidates showed up in our Super Caucus meeting. So new candidates.
Any candidate from our Pakistani community other than Khalid Rashid, you know, the minister?
Sarah Bukhari. Sarah
Bukhari.
She is running in.
Where she's running from?
She's running. I think it's Hamilton. Where's Andrea Horvath is?
Hamilton. Oh, Andrea Horvath.
Yeah.
Andrea Horvath. Okay.
I think again, like I'm not very very up to date with
so
that.
just one candidate?
No, I think there's more.
There's more.
I just don't know everyone.
So more diversity, more.
Oh
people.
yeah. It's more diverse and that's a way to go. Like the government we have been very successful. Part of our success is we are actually representing the Canadian mosaic.
Okay.
So everybody have a voice. Everybody feel that he have somebody who can be his voice, and that's a very important and I think success to our government.
For Premier Ford, there have been a lot of polls out there.
Mm-hmm.
Does he rely on the polls, or does he rely on just the accountability factor and what he has done in the past 4 years for the province?
Okay.
What do you feel as your boss? What does he think?
Okay, I'll tell you something general first.
Yeah.
It depends which bulls, because some bulls doesn't worse.
Yeah.
Following. And if you look into the bulls which is worse looking into, you'll see some new trend there. Because of the social media and the volatility of the nature of the community those days.
Right.
So one day the bulls are up, next day the bulls are down. With a big difference, like 10 dots, and then up again, and then down. So it's keep going up and down.
Just like a roller coaster.
So I wouldn't take that seriously now in consideration, because we still have 2+ months So things will keep going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, another 4 or 5 times with a new item come on platform, or a new item get removed from the platform, or somebody said something,
Right.
or a debate which caused some ripples of some sort towards this side or this side. I'm talking general.
Right.
Okay. But I'm counting on the amount of credit we got with the people in how we reliably handled the COVID, how steady we handled the COVID, how sensitive we handled out the COVID. I think this government did something very unique, which is putting the health and safety of the people number one priority. We gave all what we can give, financially, procedurally, support, moral support, political support, to make sure that the people are safe. Anything else comes second priority to us, and I think this is a big success, and I know that the people felt that.
Okay. And you think that Premier Ford is happy for what he has done? What is in the agenda that he wants to do in the next term that he was not able to do because of pandemic in the previous term? What is the topmost thing that he wants to do?
I think we have been working steadily on the education. Parallelly, now we understand that we have to have good solid infrastructure to be able to deliver some of the materials online if needed, and like as Minister Lecce said, the online option, not the only online, like the online option, meaning it's available for people who think, because some kids did very well actually in online. Like they managed to focus, they managed to do things, and they might do well online. That's up to them, but it's available. And I think that's part of my opinion as well. It have to stay available because we don't know what's going on tomorrow. And it's actually give us a good alternative. Like, let's say usually we close the schools when there's snowstorm. We could close the school for 3-4 days for a snowstorm. What if we have full infrastructure capable of doing online? We can, like the seamless switching between online and in the office, in the class, it's getting more and more easier than before because the infrastructure is there. So I think having that available, if I got sick, if I broke my leg, if I had to stay home for 3 months for whatever physical condition, or I have to travel to somewhere with my parents, I can still continue the process of the education. I think that's something we are proud of and will continue doing. Looking into how we can improve the health. Again, like the healthcare.
What about the Toyota plant in Alliston? The Toyota plant that they are, they're building the new cars right now, because I saw there was the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was also here a couple of weeks ago. That's something is a great initiative that will bring a lot of jobs into that area as well.
Yes, and there's actually another announcement which was like the day before yesterday about $4 billion for a new factory for car batteries, for electrical
car batteries. Yes, the lithium batteries.
That's gonna be the biggest maybe in the whole North America, and maybe the biggest in the world. And that's great initiative
to put that big infrastructure there and get that thing going. How do you feel about yourself rerunning for the same position again?
I think I did okay. I did well. I mean, it's not up to me to say I did well or not. The people will evaluate that. And again, like I did my best. I made myself available. I had everybody had access to me. I meet with everyone. I'm available everywhere. Like I think the community felt that.
I think the community appreciate for your integration into the community so much. You're everywhere actually. The Arabic community, Pakistani community, Indian community, we see you everywhere. We see that, the presence.
Yes.
And that is very well appreciated by the community.
Yes.
But other than that, what is that couple of things you have not been able to do for your community in this term that you intend to do? You get re-elected, you come back as an MPP again.
Last election, I spearheaded a dental service for seniors because seniors I feel that the seniors are not getting the attention they supposed to be getting. And that's not because of us. Like, we received Ontario in a very pathetic status. Health have been ignored for 12 years. Education have been ignored for 12 years. No infrastructure for 12 years. Long-term care beds, like previous government, in 12 years, they did 611 long-term care beds in 12 years. In 3 years, we got for Mississauga 1,884 long-term care beds on Mississauga only, not Ontario, Mississauga, versus 611 beds in 12 years across Ontario. That's causing stress on the hospitals, because if I have a patient I can discharge, he's basically occupying a bed for God knows how long. When I have enough long-term care beds, I can automatically transfer that patient to long-term care and get back the hospital seat to be able to function as hospital seat. Then I don't have long wait in the hallways. I don't have long wait in the in the emergencies, and of course expanding hospitals. Like, we expanded some beds in Credit Valley. We expanded big project coming in Mississauga, Queensway, the one in the east of Mississauga, and the biggest hospital in the history of Canada, and in the history currently in Canada would be the one in Mississauga Hospital. Is going to be 32 floors, 5 wings. It's going to be the biggest hospital in Canada, biggest emergency in Canada. This is part of what we did. LRT, having a straight, fast line from north of Mississauga all the way to south. We are putting more money now to create another corridor in Dundas to link you directly from all the way Erin Mills all the way to the subway in Toronto. I got $45 million for South Common Community Center. It's collapsing because it's 40-some years old. So 45 millions gonna be renovating it from, like, rebuilding it from scratch to state of the art. Big infrastructure projects coming. We have been, even within COVID, which is very difficult and stressful, we managed to continue with our agenda to rebuild Ontario, creating jobs in Ontario.
Everything sounds great.
I hope, and you know what? Like, somebody was saying, no. I think you guys are not gonna win this election. I said, you know what? I'm okay with that. I leave it to the people to think. Like, did we see improvement? Did we see things are getting better? At least, like, all these big projects is not gonna show day and night. Like, we started
of course.
But it's gonna take 2, 3, 4, 5 years up to start seeing results of that.
Very true.
But at least we started. If I didn't do it now, I will have to do it in 6 years when things collapse. And that's what was happening in Mississauga. Long waits in the hospital, no beds for long-term care, no beds for seniors anywhere. Housing for affordable housing is a wait list is 7 years in Mississauga. Unbelievable. But again, this have been neglected for many, many, many years.
We always thank you, sir. Thank you for your insight. And June 2nd, viewers, the elections are happening. Mr. Sabawi, he has been very open, very vocal. What he has done, you guys know what he has been doing all along, and you give him another opportunity, obviously he'll come back and he will try to fulfill what he has left that is still in process of building the bridges. That's what you do. Any Any important message other than the Ramadan greetings that you just mentioned?
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank you for having this opportunity to address some of the questions of the community.
I thought it'd be good to discuss these today.
Second thing, yes, I would love to get a second mandate to be able to do, like we lost 2 years and 3 months of our 4 years mandate in COVID, which basically we were working hard, but not in our agenda, not what we hope to do, but the protection of the people and COVID and closing and opening and schools and everything else related to COVID. I hope we can get some time to be able to push the agenda, get more jobs, open more businesses, and creating the environment which enable business to flourish and to prosper. This is the ideology. This is what we are trying to do. We encourage business. We try to remove red tapes to make business easier, creating more opportunities and sending message not only in Canada but worldwide. Like Premier was in New York 3 days ago. The message is very clear. Ontario is open for business. And you can see it. Go any business and ask them, they will tell you we'll take people as long as they are available, because we need people, but we can't find people. I have jobs, people calling me for jobs up to $21 an hour, and they can't find people. They cannot find people.
Well, I mean, yes, out of this 4-year mandate, 2 years has gone into pandemic for sure. And that could be very hard. It will be a challenge for any government.
Absolutely.
But I think you guys stood fast. You guys came forward strong. A lot of things were done, and I'm sure people will judge you for that. And we hope to see you guys back again.
Me too.
That's all we can just say.
Absolutely.
Our channel, our platform is available for anyone to come in. We can promote, we don't promote people here, but we can bring the voice out to you guys.
Absolutely.
And I tell that to all the NDP, Liberals, Conservatives, federal, provincial. We can't endorse anyone as a station, but we know that a lot of good things has been going on, by the Ford government. They've been behind the Ontarians, in this very hard and unprecedented times of COVID.
Yes.
Thank you again, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Anjum. And
we'll
very happy to see you.
Thank you so much.
I hope to see you. I'm very happy to see you.
ये था आज का हमारा प्रोग्राम, और नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम जो हमारा होगा इंशाल्लाह वो सैटरडे को होगा. नेक्स्ट सैटरडे को दैट वुड बी April 2nd. रमज़ान ट्रांसमिशन इंशाल्लाह लाइव 6:30 बजे हम शुरू करेंगे, और आपसे बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे और बहुत कुछ आपके साथ डिस्कस करेंगे. बहुत सारे तहाइफ आपको देंगे इंशाल्लाह ड्यूरिंग द रमज़ान ट्रांसमिशन. बहुत सारे स्पॉन्सर्स हमारे साथ जो है वो अटैच हो रहे हैं आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, और इट विल बी अ ग्रेट रमज़ान इंशाल्लाह. इट विल बी अ ब्लेस्ड रमज़ान. अपना ख्याल रखें और हमें दुआ में याद रखें. ज़िंदगी और सेहत में वफा की. तो इंशाल्लाह विल कम बैक टू यू नेक्स्ट सैटरडे for the Ramadan transmission live. Till then, a very good evening and very good night, and thank you for watching Voice of Toronto Television. Thank you, Mr. Sabawi. Thank you, Amir Akhtar. He's our technical director, for always making us look very good on camera. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.